Making a unique game in nowadays gaming industry is no really easy task, because actually sometimes people are just forcing themselves to make something that's gonna be catchy for all their attention, and not really all of the studios are trying to make something that's gonna be a little bit risky. Today's guest on this channel is all about it. If you love colony simulator kind of games, you believe me will love the game that I'll show you today. It is called Empires of Undergrowth, and if you're not familiar with it, if it's the first time you hear about it, well, enjoy this video please. But one thing, if you're not a subscriber, I still wonder why you're watching this video without clicking this red button, making it gray, and then giving a chance to my channel to see what kind of videos I'm gonna make in the future. Well, if you're still not sure, please watch this video till the end and I'm sure you're gonna love what I'm doing. Empires of Undergrowth is a really unique colony simulator game that puts you in the place of the player who's controlling Ant Colony Simulator in real time. The objective is to excavate the underground nest, construction, the tunnels, to find the food and create the chambers to raise the blood and to expand the colony's numbers. Believe me, it is one of the funnest thing I ever did in the gaming in the last like maybe 2-3 months. As the queen, in the most vulnerable and critical moments of the colony's success, player must focus on expanding and ensuring the prosperity of the Ant civilization. The journey of the Ants involves encounters with the rival colonies, defense against menacing, archaids, and other predators, both above from the below the surface. The gameplay is really key factor here. It revolves around the designing of the nest, forming any army, and to protect your worker ants and establishing the dominance in a small corner of the world. Designed in a kind of like remarkable complexity of inspect building into great colonies, one might wonder, why is there more ant-instincted related games? Well, ants in particular are really aiding subjective to colony management or strategical game, but believe me, it is very hard to make a game like this, considering how much and how many places and how many objects you always have need to be on the screen. Because, well, colony of ants, it even sounds like something huge. Empires of Undergrowth embraces all of the elements from the basic of kind of colony simulators and making them in various of ant types, each with a unique society and system, adding a depth and diversity to gameplay. One of, in my opinion, coolest aspects of the game is the documentary style narration accompanying with each mission. The narrative provides explanation and insight of the colony's action, almost making the gameplay feel like an educational documentary. This immersive feature enhances the overall experience, making every decision and action more enjoyable, while simultaneously providing players with authentic information based on real ant colonies. Empires of Undergrowth offers the two models of recently implemented free play mode, constantly improved through the patches and the story mode. Believe me, you're gonna see a lot of cool things in terms of like even the story here. In the later mod, players are kind of like managing the giant stealer ant colony, a special type of the access to ant types of various families. The researchers within the laboratory introduces the challenges to make the colony even bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, so what am I about at this point? It's basically about inquiring the new technologies, new territories, capabilities, and the food resources, requiring to completing of the unrelated missions. The commentary expects the truly snitches in all of the missions and the side missions, creating the unique and episodic feel of each scenario. Gameplay in Empires of Undergrowth perfectly compounded with the setting. Instead of individual gaming orders to ants, players group them together and use their phenomenon markers to direct their actions. Certain ants must remain with the colony at a time to tend its needs, striking balances between worker efficiency and food gathering. The strategic placement of tunnels, broad chambers, plays a crucial role, affecting how efficiently you're gonna make your colony, and you can defend against, well, how others attack, and how quickly ants can join in battles. The composition of the workers and soldiers also impacts the gameplay, with the different families offering distinct player styles. For example, like let's say leaf cutter and focuses of them will be more like a plant, cultivating the fungi for the substances necessitating all the different approaches to resource management. Yes, it is something hard to understand while you're not playing the game, but if you kind of play it for 10-15 minutes, you'll literally understand what I'm talking about at this point. Despite being an early access game, Empires of Undergrowth boasts impressive depths. Managing the colony requires strategic planning, foreangle, and quick reactions. It's not like the game is already feels like it's fully done, but at least you see the perfect shape of the game. It is being already playable. You can actually understand what this game can be in maybe, I would say, few months even, with few good updates. Yes, it is not the best looking game, It is not like, let's say, something that's gonna be like in your Steam directory and you're gonna play it for tons of hours. But believe me, this is something really cool where you can just play something completely different. Like, once again, it's an early access title. It's concerns about it developing into progress. However, the Disco Slug Studios is an indie game behind it, demonstrating a very commitment to the game, and regular patches already coming into the game. So I'm really not gonna be surprised if this game will literally burst up in the sales, or it's gonna be like one of those Steam chart top games, like somewhere in few months in the future. Maybe even like multiplayer aspect of the game would make it fun, but I'm not really sure how can they actually realize.